They definitely need to teach how voting works. They definitely need to teach us what gerrymandering is, because I didn't know what that was in school. They need to tell us how important each election is: local elections, state elections, and the presidential election, and how all those play a part in how the government runs.
Before I even answer your question, because I thought about this, like the fact that 90 million Americans didn't vote, that's in a presidential election. Fuck it. Burn it all down and let's build it back up.
Yeah, because...
And if we can't build it back up, we don't deserve to have it. Because what we're seeing with the gerrymandering issue right now is, even though you have a vote, you still have no voice, because they've made it so that you don't have a voice. But if you give us a fair and equal opportunity to have a voice like everyone else, then I'll go out there and I'll voice my opinion with you right there. You listening to the sound of my voice. You looking at me in this camera. It starts with you. Voting starts with you.
Thank you.
But no, I'm not playing, but
welcome back to another episode of Asking the Right Questions with Haley
and Mario.
And last episode, we talked about fairness and understanding the system with NIL and athletes. So today, we want to ask what happens when people stop believing systems represent them fairly.
Yeah, because I think like we kind of get in this thing where we feel or believe that a lot of our issues are different, but we fail to realize that it's all pretty much the same, right? Like, especially more recently for us as Black people, like they just took back some of the voting rights acts that we fought for, however many years ago, through the Supreme Court ruling, right? But then also, I don't know how long ago, maybe three to 6 months ago, we was just hearing white people protest and saying we shall overcome and all these different stuff. And then you got like, Hispanics and other illegal, well, not just illegal immigrants, but immigrants as a whole facing backlash from ICE, and a lot of them being detained illegally and all of that stuff, right? It's a whole nother conversation. But even when we're just talking about the working class, to get off of the race, but when we talk about the working class, this is probably like the most hardship that we've ever experienced. And I'm young, but like as a working class in general, right? Like when you talk about housing prices, gas prices, food prices, everything is so upcharged, but yet the job market is not getting better, right? Salaries are not increasing. We're still at $25, or what is it, $7.25 an hour for minimum wage. And in most states, it's probably even smaller than that. So I say all of that to say that while the frustration may be different for everybody else's, story, it's all the same, right? Like we experience frustration differently, but it's frustration nevertheless, right? Because what you got to understand is that whether left or right, left wing, right wing, we're all a part of that same American bald eagle. And so we got to learn how to stand together regardless of, our differences. But like you said, that kind of leads us into the question of, what happens when people start questioning who made the rules in the first place? So to even kind of get into that question, I'll even ask you, like, do you think that not the question, but should rules be followed as they are? Should we expect them to be perfect, or should we just trust it?
I don't think you expect them to be perfect, because that's why you have preventative measures in place. When you talk about systems, no matter it's on a job, no matter if it's politics, no matter you're a part of an organization, you always have preventative measures, and then you have risk mitigation systems, standards, and procedures. So that's already telling you it's not perfect, because you have those put in place. Now, do I think you should trust it? Yes. Because you should trust the process. You should trust that the preventative measures that you put in place will help you not have a perfect system, but help you deal with the issues within your system.
Right.
The risk mitigation standards and procedure will help you get back on track when something is done wrong or a problem happens. So yes, I think it should be trusted, but what happens when you lose that trust? Then what happens? Because a risk mitigation can't help with trust.
Yeah.
Preventative measures can't help with trust. I think that's the real issue. It's not that a system be perfect, because we live in an unperfect world. We live in imperfection. So you can't expect anything or anybody to be perfect. But, when you lose that trust, how do we move forward?
I understand what you're saying, but I'd have to disagree on that one. Like, I feel like I don't think anything should just be trusted. And you know me, like I always go back to, the Bible and God and like his example, right? Like you said, we can't expect people to be perfect, right? But we don't just trust people either, right? What we end up doing is expecting people to continuously be perfected. And so when we talk about systems, I think as, citizens, as people, we should expect the system to continuously be perfected. Like you said, yes, trust what we put in place, but also like who's monitoring that, right? Like how do we gauge whether or not the risk mitigation factors are actually being implemented efficiently and effectively, right? And when they're not, when you see people out here protesting, are we just, turning a blind eye? Are we just saying, oh, whatever we say about that and not actually being in unison with that? Or are we focusing on perfecting the system for everybody and not just one party? So I don't know. I think that's my opinion.
But I get where you're going. We shouldn't trust the system, or we shouldn't always trust the people running the system. But that isn't the system. That's the people running it. We should trust the system. Where trust starts losing its place is when those people come in, because there's a lot of greed, there's a lot of selfishness and all of those type of things, right? So you should trust the system, because the system is made with preventative measures, and because the system is made with risk mitigation standards and procedures, it then falls back on the people who you shouldn't trust. So I do want to rephrase that, because I agree with what you said. Also, you talked about, working their way to be perfected. At the end of the day, it's never going to be perfect. Because if the world we lived in and the systems we created and everything was perfect, we would have none of the issues we have today.
True.
And we would have none of the issues we faced in the past. We can work on being perfect, but we got to also realize we will never be. So that's where I want to go with and ask you, can a system be legal but still feel unfair?
Yeah, I think anything could be legal. Like it was legal to have slaves, to be honest. But that don't mean that it was fair to everybody, because obviously it wasn't, right? And that also doesn't mean that it's actually right, because we know that that's not. So I think like when we look at what's legal and what's not legal, also we have to be looking at like the ethics behind it and the just reality of it. So to answer your question, like, can it be legal and still be unfair? Most definitely. Most definitely.
Okay. So, I mean, like DeMario said,
and I hate to cut you off, but like, even when we talk about being fair or unfair, right? Like, what does that even mean? Like, to be fair or to even be unfair? Like, what does that even mean?
I think to be fair means including everybody. Everybody's represented. So when you look at America's Constitution, who signed it at the bottom? Not a woman, not a white woman, not a black woman, not a black man. All of the people who signed the Constitution was a white man.
So you're saying that white men decide what's fair and what's not?
I mean, until we added on the other amendments, that's what it was. And so our country was built based off of a perspective off of a white man. And that's why that's probably one of the issues out of the many why we're having so much problems on agreeing things, because it never started on a foundation of justice for all. It never started on a foundation of representation. The basis was white men. So when you're writing something, you're not going to understand that they didn't go in there with hate, right?
Right.
I don't believe that was that was,
agenda.
What agenda exactly. I don't believe that was Oh my
You don't believe
gosh.
that was their agenda?
Yes.
Right.
I don't believe that. But I do believe they had bias because they were a white man. Or they were white men. And I do believe if the Constitution was written by a white man, a white woman, a black man, a black woman, a Hispanic woman, a Hispanic man, a Native American man, and a Native American woman, and all the people that America is truly made of, not saying it would be perfect, because like I said, we live in imperfection, but it might have been that risk mitigation strategy and procedures I talked about.
I feel you. I feel you.
And we wouldn't have that doesn't mean we wouldn't have the issues, because I feel like there would have been a lot of disagreement to write that Constitution, but also it would have been a preventative measure from all the things we face today. And it wasn't until we started adding more amendments. And like, that's when we kind of got the justice for all type thing. But when they wrote justice for all, they wasn't talking about us. They wasn't talking about women in general. They wasn't talking about black people. They wasn't talking about Native American people, because, yeah, they put justice for all, but they still continue doing the things they did. You understand? They still had slaves. We still had to fight for women's rights. We still have to fight for a lot of things. Yeah, like, I mean, I like, it's very, like, you can't say justice for all in the Constitution, but at the same time, and that's why I said the basis of the Constitution was made by a group of white men, so they thought slavery was right. Jesus,
white is crazy.
Yeah.
But no, I think, like, even to not to give you some clarity though, I think there was a black man in that room when they was writing that Constitution.
Oh Lord,
there was a black man in that room.
What's his name?
I don't remember, but I do know it was a black man.
But he didn't sign the Constitution.
I don't know if he did. I think he did though. He was definitely in that room. Okay. But, like, to your point though, right? Like, that's the whole reason that we have the amendments, right? When we talk about a system being perfected, the founding fathers put that in place, the ability to have amendments, because they intended on it to be perfected, right? So when we talk about repealing certain amendments and going back and doing this and doing that, right? We gotta question, like, are we trying to move backwards or are we trying to move forward? And if we're trying to move backwards, what are we trying to get to? And if we're trying to move forward, what are we trying to move forward towards? Right. And that's a separate conversation. But just to talk about a system that is supposed to be perfected, like we are, that's just my opinion. But I think even to just further go on to, like, what you were talking about, like, I think that applies to the voting maps that we're seeing, right? And all of these red maps that are being pulled out. Who's building those maps? Mostly Republicans, not just white men, right? Yeah. I know, I'm just messing with you. But, like, Republicans are building those maps for the purpose of furthering the Republican vote, right? And when we talk about immigration, who's pushing that immigration? Republicans. And it's not saying that all Republicans is this or that, but it's saying, there's an agenda that's being pushed out, right? Who's pushing out the media stuff, right? And I'm not gonna say Republicans, but there's a certain power that's pushing the media. Who owns the media, right? And just stuff like that. When we look at the college protests that happened at South Carolina State recently, like, what was the agenda that was trying to be pushed down on those students, right? Calling them a mob when they're just students that are protesting.
Who are educated and know what they deserve.
Right, and not even that, but, like, it's just the simple fact that is their constitutional right. So whether you agree or disagree, anybody that is exercising that right, you should be in favor of it, especially as a Republican, especially since you're so on rights, right? But that's just my opinion. But I think even just, like, what we have to understand as we are a republic, but also a democratic republic, is that disagreement is going to come always. I'm not going to always agree with you. You're not going to always agree with me. But once you lose the trust, that's when a lot of issues, come forth, right? The, 1776, the colonists started losing trust in the monarchy, and that was the main reason why we started to see, issues that went on in the colonies, which led to, what is it called, American independence. When you talk about slavery in the South and the North, it wasn't about slavery that they went to war. It was because the South and the North couldn't trust each other anymore, right? Because they were trying to have equal power between the two, but the South was becoming more powerful than the North. The North didn't, trust that, and they wanted to have an equal balance, and that's what it was about. Mm-hmm. They lost trust, and so they went to war behind that, right? And so, like, once we, the people, start to lose trust in the systems that were built to represent us, what happens? Can we survive that? I don't know. How do we survive that?
I think, like, because now you're going on, like, where does the power shift once it loses? Because I think everybody, like, when you talked about the frustration, I think everybody believes they don't have the power anymore. And I think when you lose that trust into the government, because I think that's where a lot of people put that power at, I think it goes back power to the people. It goes back to the people. But I think there's still much more questions to ask about that, to kind of dissect it and understand it. But yeah, let's go into our quick take. We like to do something a little bit more lighter before we get into the topic a little bit more deeper. So this quick take / icebreaker is family game night rules. So, my family did a lot of game nights and a lot of, like, interactive things, whether it's with somebody's birthday, family reunion, or just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure your family did too. So, like, my question is, what family game broke out into an argument?
Shit, with my family, any game we playing, we gonna argue. I ain't gonna lie. Like, we just like to argue.
Y'all just competitive.
As fuck. But I think, not even, like, just outside my family, like, what game that's always starting an argument between people is Uno. Because, like, don't nobody know the rules of that shit. Like, we all play differently because, like, a draw two.
When I played with you,
a draw two can definitely go on top of a draw four. Like, I never heard nobody say, like, it has to be the same color.
That's the rules. That's what I'm trying to tell. Like, bro, when we were playing Uno and you did that, I was like, no, you can't do that.
Unless it's the same color with, like, but, like,
no.
You can't do it at all?
No. See, it's draw twos on draw twos only. And then people be trying to stack. Y'all want to create this game called Stack. Like, no. The game is you can draw one. If there's a draw two dropped, you can either pick to draw two, or if you have a draw two, put it down. Just one. Not a draw four. If a draw four is put down, you have the choice to draw four, or you can put down your draw four if you have one. That's so
boring, though.
That's like the rules.
Like, if you put down
the game.
If you put down a yellow 9 and I got a green 9, I should be able to put down that 9.
Yeah, that's the rules.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Some people
you don't even know the rules.
See, I don't know, but some people I play with, they be like, oh, it has to be the same color. You can't
No, it's Uno, from my understanding, is you put down, if a green 9 is put down, you can either put down.
Did you read the rules?
Yes, I do read the rules before I play the game. Okay, because you
ain't trying to explain that shit.
No, I'm just saying, you can either put down a yellow card. Wait, what color is the card?
Yellow with green. A yellow.
It was a green 9. Okay, green 9. You can either put down a green card, any number, shuffle, skip. As long as green, you can put that, or any color card as long as the number 9.
Let's say I got a red 9. I can put a red 9 with the green 9, right?
Yes, because it's either same number or same color.
So I can stack.
No, you can't stack. That's some made up shit.
If I got 4 9s, I should be able to put all 4 9s down.
That's not how it works. Never say that in the rules. That's like when people start saying, oh, we're playing stack. We're playing, like, when you count down, where it's like you could put 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Yeah.
That was not in the original rules. People made that shit up, and people went with that shit.
That's insane, bro.
And I'm like, bro, this shit, and it's annoying, but, like, honestly, when people are like, oh, we playing stack, and my cards are like, shit, I got good cards, bitch, fuck it. Y'all want to play like that? We can play.
But I mean, that's kind of like spades too. People play that shit so different, bro.
Not really. I
Yes.
haven't seen much difference. Like, I feel like I've never played a spades game where it wasn't Joker, big Joker, little Joker, to a diamond, to a spades.
Some people play the opposite.
What do you mean opposite?
They put instead of what they take out?
The two of
Yeah.
no, the two
Something
of
like
hearts and the two of clubs.
Something like that. They play those instead
Yeah,
of
you take those out
and take
because
the
the
jokers
two
out.
of spades and two of diamond are one of the top cards.
And then some people don't count.
Yeah, it's like if you win. Okay, some people do it to a game to 10. So if you win that game, you get 1 point.
Never heard of it.
Or it's like if you get a certain amount over 4, you get 3 points or some stupid. But some people also
That shit confusing as hell.
like if you won 7 books,
That's
you
a
get
point.
70 points.
Yeah, something like that.
But then people do bidding. So if you bid under or over, like
You lose points, you
it's
gain
so
points.
many. Well, you're right. It's so many different ways. But I'm just saying, like, I've never played a game where it wasn't big Joker, little Joker.
Like the concept stays the same, but the
Yeah.
overall like
Scoring.
how do you win? That
Yeah.
shit changes.
It
That
does
shit changes
change.
a lot. So sometimes I'd be like, bro, I'm just gonna play. Whoever my partner is, like, hopefully you know what the fuck they talking about, cause I'm just playing, bro.
Cause you don't know.
I know how to play spades. Don't do me.
No, I'm just saying, like, when we were partners, like, you'd be doing some off the wall.
We be winning though.
We be winning, but it's like we could be
What
winning.
you mad about?
No, I'm just saying we could be winning much faster.
It don't
Like,
matter.
I be wanting to, like,
It
kick
don't matter.
ass. But it's just like, man, we barely winning, but, I mean, we winning.
But we winning though.
But it's just like, bruh, we could be up by 100.
And you don't know
Instead,
how to,
we're up by 50.
like you don't know how to like communicate without communicating, bro. Like if I throw off, that means you get the book. If I go low,
I know that.
That means you don't be doing that all the time.
No, sometimes you don't be doing what I be trying to tell you, and then I be like,
and
come
then
on.
you'll go high with me.
That might be the card I had.
I mean,
That's
I
what I'm
know
trying
that,
to tell
but,
you. Like, and then when you don't get it, like, if you see me putting all these cards, like these low cards, like I'm trying to. If you see me putting out low cards, that means I got some heavy hitters in here. So put out your big cards first. If
But
you,
see, even like some people be saying like calling that communication too, because you can't cross over the table or talk over the table.
but we talking now. So now you know. The next time we play,
Nigga, I'm just saying.
no, I'm just
I ain't
saying.
talking now. I'm saying in general, like some people, like when we be playing, they be like, "Oh, y'all talking? Y'all can't be doing that," because we like looking at each other and understanding the
I mean,
concept.
we ain't talking then. You know what's up.
But I think any game that involves money is gonna always have some hiccups.
Like what?
Like you said, what game caused an argument the fastest? Any game that involved money.
Oh.
You put whether you playing dice, spades, poker,
Yeah.
Uno, like it don't matter. Like, bruh, people got an issue. And even if you like say, hey, we playing Joker, Deuce 2, or we playing
Yeah, Joker, Deuce.
No,
That's
no.
the only way.
or we playing, count up, count down on Uno. Like it don't matter if you establish the rules, it does not matter. They'll still say, I ain't know.
Yeah,
Like,
because
bro, I
it'd be
need my
like,
money back, bro. I ain't know.
because like I just feel like especially with Uno, just play the regular way. Because now people gonna be confused.
But like,
and then that's gonna be like, man, I ain't playing with y'all because y'all cheating.
but like, yeah. So like, even
Yeah.
with that, like, why you think people always like they don't care about the rules until they start losing now? Now I'm losing.
That's what
Let me
I
go look in the
said,
book.
bruh. Yeah, that's
Let
what I
me go
said
look
because
in
I
the
was
book.
like, because like if y'all want to play stack, we can play stack, but don't get mad. Then y'all don't want to go. Then y'all don't want to play stack when I
Exactly.
win. Like
Like
That's facts.
Monopoly. Niggas don't want to look up Monopoly until they ain't got no properties.
yeah,
And they
Monopoly
hitting.
talks about capitalism.
They done
for
been
sure.
they done been in jail like 7 times and they still can't get out. Like niggas like, man, let me see how long I gotta stay in this
Yeah,
bitch.
like
this
do
is
I have
crazy,
to roll
bro.
the doubles to get out?
Okay, like niggas try to start negotiating like, bro, I know I done land on your spot, but let me like
I'll give you $10
hey,
in real life
hey, hold me
if
down,
you just let me
bruh.
do that. Yeah, like
Hold me
would you
down,
do
bruh.
that? And then it's like, would you do that to your friend in real life? Like this
Exactly.
ain't real life, bro. It's just a game.
And then once people start feeling like they can't win,
Mm-hmm.
everything off the table.
Yeah.
Niggas just start cheating like, at that point. Everybody trying to cheat.
The
like,
banker slide a little
okay,
100
like,
and
everybody trying to cheat
like,
at this point, bro. Like,
people texting each other like,
okay, you playing Uno, you got 4 cards left, you put 3 under your ass, and you got 1 Uno. Like, niggas just be playing at that point,
yeah.
bro.
But
that shit crazy, bro.
has any game like almost ended a friendship or family gathering?
Nah.
Yeah, no.
Not for me, nah.
Yeah, not for me either. But I know.
But like, I've seen like niggas playing dice. Anything is up for grabs. But that's why I say like anything with money in general.
No, my cousin from New York, and it has to do with money, but it's not like you can get mad over it because all you can do is win or lose. Like it's not like it's like literally a dice game, but it's not dice. Not what you think. It's like it's like if you move the dice, you either have to move the stack of money or everybody start with like $3. And so if you roll and then you get left, everybody got to pass $1 to the left.
Yeah, I ain't playing that.
And then like if you roll right, you got to pass. I forgot the game. And it's a good game. And it's like, but then people start switching it up because everybody teaming up. So it's like left, you give $1 to the left. And then it's like middle. Is it called left, right, middle? It's something. And then everybody put their money in the middle. And then like you roll again and somebody gets all of that. But then you start.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's a fun game. You can't really get mad because like it's no strategy. It's just what you roll.
Yeah, I never play that game.
Why not?
Nah, I want my money, bro.
I mean, you agree to put.
No, yeah, I get it.
I mean, do it with $60, like 3 20s, because you have to have like 3 bills. Right. No matter it's like $1 bill, $5. If you do play with 300 bills, you coming up off of something.
Yeah, I'm good though. I don't like taking them kind of risks. I ain't gonna lie.
So you're not really like a casino type person.
Not at all. Once I lose like $25, I'm ready to go home. I ain't with all that, bro.
But then once you start winning, like
if I start winning early, like hey, I'm being this bitch for a while.
That's the trick though.
But the minute I start losing, I'm gone, bro. I ain't ready. I'm out. Fuck this shit.
You say that until like, all right, I could lose a little. Like say
that's facts.
You up 1,000, I could lose 20. Then you be like, okay, I could lose another 20. Like you gonna keep going until you lose all.
If I'm losing first, I'm ready to go. If I'm winning and then I'm like start losing afterwards, I'm like, all right, cool. I can lose all the money. I don't give a fuck.
Or you be like, no. Or you be like, I can lose because I know I'm gonna win it back again. Like,
yeah, I don't do that.
It's just a little man. But a lot of people do that
because it's my money. Like once I'm starting to get into my pocket, yeah, I'm ready to go. But I didn't win money that ain't mine. I risk that.
Yeah, the last time we've been in a casino together was New Orleans. Yeah. And we didn't stay in there for long.
Not at all. I lost my little $25. I was ready to go. I think I lost like 50 actually.
I think I gained 60 and then I lost it all.
Yeah.
Wasn't much.
I don't do all that.
But I would do it again. Like it is kind of fun. But you gotta have money to have fun. Because if you actually doing that to get a game, you gonna be mad when you don't.
Fuck that shit.
But what do you think is worse though? Cheating, changing the rules, or acting like everybody else is crazy for noticing that you cheated or changed the rules?
I mean, all three is kind of crazy. But, I mean, if I had to pick, I'd say that last one. Like, nigga, if I caught you trying to keep a card into your fucking ass.
And then you get mad because
it's just, it's you.
Man, I dropped this card from the last game.
Okay.
Then people start making
especially if we playing for money, bro. Like, yeah, you go ahead and count yourself out. Like, you lose automatically. Like, you ain't even got no chance to win. But if we just playing and play, you a hoe for that. Like, because why are you trying to cheat?
Yeah, now everybody just going to stop. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, like, it's just a game. And, like, you know, it's not that, it's not that serious. We're all
people
friends
talking
and
over
family.
the table when we playing fucking spades. Motherfuckers dead ass talking over the table. Like,
I mean, we've done that before, too.
No, I'm talking about, like, overly talking over the table. Like, we communicate with our eyes. That's kind of different. But if you over the table, like, hey, bro, come on, I just went low. Come on now.
I mean, we've done that. I'd be like, DeMario, come on now. I be doing that sometimes.
But then when you get called out about this shit, you try to like, oh, my bad. I know.
Who, me?
Anybody in general.
Oh, no, I just be like, DeMario, come on now.
Trying to defend the shit. Anybody that's trying to defend
But that ain't
the
telling
shit.
you, like, nothing I have. I just be like, come on, think, nigga.
You is. Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm just saying, like, think.
Right.
Like, look what I'm doing. we've been playing a long time together. You know this.
Exactly. You talking over the ball.
Like I said, now we're having this discussion now. So the next time we play spades, you know, if I'm throwing out low, that means I got some heavy hitters for the end. So go ahead and put your, because there's times we clashed. We both had the Joker. Like you had the big one and I had the small one, and we ended up giving a whole book away.
Facts.
But it's like we gotta have an agreement. Like, okay, who gonna put out, if you got heavy hitters, who gonna put them out first?
Some of that stuff you just not gonna know though.
I know. I'm just saying we gotta have a little strategy. But people be thinking like we be doing voodoo with the cards anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Because they're like, oh, how are y'all so good? Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Just lucky, I guess. The cards go our way.
But how do you think this relates back to like the overall question?
Yeah, I think, you know, it decides who and what counts, and who decides what that counts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like that's how we feel about politics and like what's going on right now. Everybody's saying just vote, but people are asking, you know, who are drawing the districts and the maps. You know what I'm saying? You know, and if the rules keep changing depending on who is winning, people stop trusting the game. People will stop playing the game. And that's why a lot of people are probably not voting.
Yeah.
That's not everybody's reason, but when you see so much, you know, things going corrupt, you see so much lying,
Facts.
You see so much greed, you don't see much change, you just stop.
Facts.
Like when you playing a game, if somebody cheating, you're like, I don't want to play no more.
This past election, there was 90 million Americans, qualified Americans, who did not vote. I think it was like 150 million Americans voted. Tally that down. Obviously, we know who won. But 90 million didn't vote at all. For different reasons. Some felt, like you said, that they were not represented. Some didn't care. Some felt like they had to go out their way to vote. So it's different reasons behind it, but it's just kind of crazy to think about. So.
But a lot of people voted in the past and just stopped voting. And I think that's the reason why, because the rules keep changing. You know, the goalposts keep moving. It's a lot of corruption.
That's a fact. Because, like, when the same people who make the rules are the same ones who participate in the game, it's kind of unfair, if you think about it.
Because we're all in this together. No matter if you're a voter, no matter if you're a citizen, no matter if you're a politician, we all got to follow the same rules, like the game. It doesn't matter, like Monopoly. It doesn't matter if you're the banker or you're the player. We all got to follow the same stuff.
And that's what I was about to say. That's like the banker being able to make up his own rules as he go to favor him. Like, once he learns the system, he's like, okay, cool. I'm going to make this rule to kind of switch it back in my favor. And then we all adjust, and then we sang We Shall Overcome one more time. And then, boom, the banker changes the rules again, but it still benefits him. And then, we get used to it because we can't really tell how it's a detriment to us. And then once we realize it, and we sing We Shall Overcome again, and then we continue with cycle. And I ain't saying just black people, because clearly, like I said in the beginning, white people are singing We Shall Overcome too. So it's all of us.
Yeah, like when you pass go, instead of the banker getting 200, he getting 500.
Right, like.
And the houses are cheaper, and
exactly.
And the hotels are cheaper, so that gives him an advantage, or him or her, an advantage to win. So yeah. That's what we're talking about. Voting rights, district maps, gerrymandering, and what happens when people stop believing the rules are fair.
Exactly.
When does voting actually start?
Talking
about voting. I think that's the first thing.
Yeah.
Because, when we think of voting, we think of the presidential election. We don't think about, the in-state elections, your county elections, all of that. So where does voting actually start?
Before I even answer your question, because I thought about this, like, the fact that 90 million Americans didn't vote, right? That's in a presidential election. More people vote in the presidential election than they do in any other election, right?
Because that's the one that's broadcasted the most on media, not the local.
Imagine the percentage of people who don't vote statewide and in local elections. Like, it's kind of insane to think about, but
also, like, from my perspective, I don't know about it a lot. And like, honestly,
that's 33% of Americans didn't vote nationally. I can just only imagine what is that percentage statewide and locally.
Yeah, that's what you said. But
What? That's what I said. What?
you said that already.
Oh,
but
my bad again.
But
My bad.
I was just saying that, like from my perspective and from my personal experience, I don't know when those are because I'll take accountability. I'm not aware enough, and maybe
exactly.
Now being a little bit older, I know to be more aware about these things. But I like
That's
even when I first got the right to vote when you turn 18. I turned 18, I think, when that was 2018. There was 2018.
Right.
Yeah.
It took a long time to. It's 2018.
Was there a presidential election then?
No,
it wasn't even
2016. So there was a midterm election. Like we're in right now, I think.
Okay, whatever. I don't think I got to vote as soon as I turned 18 anyway, because my birthday is after the time you vote anyways. But yeah, like I only understood it from when I was 18. Oh, now I get to vote for the president.
Right.
I had no idea, and they don't teach this in schools. At least from what I remember. They never really pushed that in schools. If they did talk about it, it was something they fly over. So I always thought it was just, presidential election. I didn't know about these local elections, and I should, and I think they should start pushing that in schools, but they don't.
I think,
and they don't because they know once people start voting in local and state elections, the people have their power back because that's what matters.
Dang, now that I even think about it, I don't think I answered your question. I think you cut me off because you said that twice.
You did.
But to answer your question, when does voting actually start? I think it starts. So the answer depends on who you are, right? Like you said, when you first turn 18, you now have the right to vote. But I think voting actually starts before you turn 18. Like you should be aware, you should be knowledgeable about who your local congressman is, or who your representative is, who's your mayor, who are your representatives. You should already understand that. And you should have a somewhat of an understanding of who's in your area already that's, running, or who's doing, who's involved. So you have an idea of, if and when those people start to run for certain elections, you already have an understanding of who they are. You don't have to wait until the election to say, oh, what are you running on again? I agree with that. Because it gives you the ability to test them. You can't be running for abortion and women's rights when the past 2 or 3 years you was just talking about how you're against abortion. So what changed? Unless you're just trying to get elected, right? And so that's why voting starts way before that. Now, does it happen? No. But I think even when you talk about as adults, when does voting actually start? It starts now. It starts way before election time. Prime example, when we're right now in the midterm elections, we should have been already looking at what are the people that's in office, what are they doing right now, right? Are they in, if we're looking at our own representatives, we're saying, are they in alignment with what they said? If so, cool. If not, why not? What are some issues that's going on? Are even if they're not pushing what they said, are they still advocating for what we believe and what they said that they believed? Right. And if they're not, okay, cool. Who's coming next? Who's behind them? Right. And, whether or not the person gets elected, we're still able to look at what are they doing currently? How are they preparing for the election? What are they doing to support people like you and me? And then we're able to vote once it's time to actually cast a vote. But to me, I feel like voting should actually start before anything. Because if we're not holding our representatives accountable, then honestly, we should just accept whatever they give us, which is what we're in the state. We're literally in that state right now of where people do not take accountability and know who their representatives are and vote. And because we say we the people, but it's we don't want to do anything. We want them to do everything. But then when they don't do what they're supposed to do, it's oh my God, we shall overcome. Go out there and take your rights and do what you can and fight back. You know what I'm saying? Like, make your
Mm-hmm.
voice heard, because it's that's what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
You were given that right, so use it. Don't just be lazy and just take whatever you're given. Like, go do it.
Yeah.
And that takes all of us as a unit, right? And that's why I say, like, we think that we're on one side of the bird, but we're all actually the same. Like, Hispanics and Mexicans, they're actually on the same side of black people. White people who are fighting against, ICE and what they did in
Minnesota.
Minnesota, they're actually, like, whether you support Democrats or not, you're against MAGA, right? Which is right now against Republicans. Middle class people who
Well, I wouldn't say all Republicans, because a lot of
that's
Republicans don't agree with MAGA.
they don't, but what do you see happening in these southern states that are Republicans? A lot of red states that are gerrymandering, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even in South Carolina, McMaster said, "We're not going to gerrymander." Now look what happened today, right? He's looking at calling forward them to vote on it, or actually putting it inside of the recess or whatever it's called, that allows them to be called back later on this year, so that they can talk about gerrymandering, which we're already gerrymandered in South Carolina as it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Trump put something out against South Carolina, which changed the dynamic of what they said they were going to do, right? And so, yeah, they're Republican. They might not support MAGA, but at the end of the day, MAGA controls the Republican Party currently. So that's just what it is. But I just say that to say, like, we're a unit, bro. We're a unit. We're all one, man.
Yeah.
We're all one.
And I think that's what is being shown now, that we all need each other more than we think, and we're all the same. As much as we don't want to say it, we are. And I just want to comment on what you said first with we should be looking at the candidates way before, it's almost time to vote. And so what you're saying is voting actually starts before you cast the ballot.
Exactly.
And we need to look and test these candidates on their consistency. Because I did like what you say, you said this 2 years ago and now you're saying this. So what changed? Are you just trying to get what you think the people want, or you're not standing on your true beliefs, and then you're going to turn on us when you do get the votes? So I definitely agree, and I liked what you said. Also, I think it starts in the education system, because we're not taught this. It's like, we're taught important things in school, but I think there's some other things that should be added to the curriculum, and
Like
some
M
things
squared
that
plus C squared.
some
plus
things
B
that can be
squared.
taken out. Now, if you want to take that route where y equals mx plus b, do that for only which, like, that should be something specific and tailored to a certain pathway. But when we talk about things that everyone needs to know, voting is one of them. Along with doing taxes, along with how to manage your finances, and a lot of things, how credit works,
How to be an adult.
And the school system does not teach that. They definitely need to teach how voting works. They definitely need to teach us what gerrymandering is, because I didn't know what that was in school. They need to tell us how important each election is: local elections, state elections, and the presidential election, and how all those play a part in how the government runs.
Facts.
Yeah.
I agree. 100%. 100%. But at the same time, I still think there needs to be personal accountability. And I know you're not saying otherwise, but just to reiterate the importance of it, because most of us, like me and you, are adults, right? 24, 25, and however many years old, we're outside of the school system. So what do we do now?
Because we're not going back.
Exactly.
We're not going back to school.
I think what it calls for is personal accountability for ourselves, right? And just really looking at, how can I get on the right track? Because clearly we're not on the right track. So how can I get on the right track? And it starts with you
educating yourself.
Exactly, on who your representatives actually are.
Because I wasn't trying to blame the education
No,
system.
I know.
I think when we talked about earlier about how systems can be perfected or get closer to perfection, which they're never perfect, I think that's you should teach kids how to be an adult. You should teach
Exactly.
kids about credit. We used to have classes like that, like simple how to be a carpenter. Like you had carpentry classes, you had home cooking classes, you had driver's ed. You don't have that you don't have that in a lot of schools now. You might have it in private schools where you're paying a college tuition, but you shouldn't have to pay a college. That should be in public schools.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's definitely another episode for another day talking about, if you was to go back to school or if you had a child, what would you be looking for? I think that's, it's the responsibility of the parent as well to teach those things. But look at the world we live in. Like, parents work 8 to 12 hours.
And they have to.
They have to,
Facts.
and they might not have the time to do that. Or they just, it's different
Like
decisions and
circumstances.
choices you have.
Exactly.
And so I think, when you're sending your kids off to school, you should be questioning the education system. What is my child learning?
Facts.
So that's I definitely went on a different path, but when you talk about where does voting start, I think it could start in the educational system. It starts with kids because, they're next up.
It starts with you, right there. You listening to the sound of my voice. You looking at me in this camera. It starts with you. Voting starts with you.
Thank you.
But no, I'm not playing, but even to just go forward, right? Like, why does this even matter right now? Like, why is that even important to understand about the voting and all of that stuff? Like, why is that important right now?
Because it's affecting all of us.
How so? How is it affecting all of us?
Because, like you see everybody talk about recession indicators. Let's talk about that. Like, people they have stopped applying for jobs. They just given up on that. And soon when things get fixed, nobody's going to want to apply for jobs anymore. First it was like nobody applying for jobs after COVID. Now it's nobody can get a job.
Exactly.
After
That
COVID.
is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Or, in these times. And then, like, let's name recession indicators. How about that?
Let's do it, because you start.
People shopping at Goodwill for real. Not for...
For real.
Not for like thrift. You know how people want that
thrifting.
vintage look?
Yeah.
No, people shopping there for real. Like,
That shit is funny.
they need some clothes.
What's another one? I don't know, bruh. You got me.
People walk into the grocery store because we live by that food line.
Oh,
I've been seeing a lot of people.
When remember he was like, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I just leave my car parked and I walk to the stadium.
Yeah, he don't
Gas
even
too damn
drive
high,
to.
like,
Yeah,
yes. More people walking and shit. That's a fact.
like people are not turning to convenience anymore.
That's
because
a fact.
They can't afford it.
Can't even afford convenience.
Yeah.
Shit, even with us, fast food, like, bro, we buy more groceries now because fast food is like eating out.
Groceries high too, though.
Groceries are high, but I'm saying,
Because,
like, even
we
if
eat
you want
fruit, I'm like, damn.
convenience of eating out, like, bro, that's just like $35, $40. If we go out to eat, that's just like $45.
My food better be right. It
Yeah,
better be
like-
fresh.
And it don't even be fresh. So it's like, bro, that's a recession indicator too.
Mm-hmm.
Staying inside to eat. Fuck that shit. For real. What's
People
another
eating one meal a day.
1 meal a day is
Not
wild.
because they
niggas on Ozempic because they can't afford a meal. That shit wild.
No, people who are not Ozempic, who's not on Ozempic are
No, I'm
eating
saying
more.
they starve themselves on purpose because they know they can't really afford this shit.
Yeah. Come on, DeMario. I know you could come up with some.
I can't really think of no other recession indicators. Me?
Yes.
I don't know. What you thinking? I don't know.
People using candles.
Candles is crazy.
They don't want that electric bill. People starting to bring out the calculator again. So if I make $2,500,
I ain't gonna lie.
let me subtract this.
Hey,
let me subtract this.
Let me actually budget for real.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers leaving the house and cutting the breaker off. You know what the breaker is? No? You don't know what the breaker is?
I guess the thing that controls the lights.
It controls the electricity throughout the whole house.
Yeah, that's what I said. Lights.
Not just the lights, nigga. The refrigerators, all that shit.
Oh no, that's crazy.
Everything. Turn all that shit off. All the electricity off.
People starting to learn how to make everything from scratch.
Oh God. Oh God.
I don't know.
But that's all I got.
It's so much. Like, people not even buying dog food no more. Here, you can have a piece of my steak.
Hey.
You can have a piece of my chicken.
Niggas sharing their food and shit.
Everybody eating chicken. What's that new diet trend? Sweet potatoes and beef.
Off topic.
Your dog's eating sweet potatoes and beef.
Oh
now.
God, like I don't even understand the whole pet thing for me, because I'm like, if I'm going through it, fuck that dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. Fuck that damn dog.
That might be keeping people.
I'm worried about me.
That might be keeping people sane, though. You got to understand, like, you know how parents be like, my kids make me go hard, you know?
Right.
They dog might
make them go hard.
Yeah, they dog might be like,
I mean, I guess, but like, I don't even look at it like that, because if a dog is roaming the street right now, somebody be like, oh, look at the dog, and feed that motherfucker. Like, you see a homeless person on the street, them niggas clutching their purse and they ready to hurry up and get in their car and drive the fuck off. Fuck that dog.
Yeah.
He better off without me. The fuck? I ain't worried about that damn dog, boy. So I don't know. I don't understand it. But even like just to get back on the topic, right? When we talk about why this matters, I think a lot of why this matters is because
another recession.
Let me.
No. One more.
Go ahead.
Another recession indicator. Everybody be at the gym now.
Oh, no matter what time.
They're like, okay, shit, fuck it. If I can't make this money, my health is wealth.
That's a fact.
Like, the gym is never empty, like 5 o'clock in the morning. Everybody in there. Everybody in there in the afternoon. Everybody in there in the evening. Like, when did everybody get this time to go?
This much time?
I mean, I'm not hating on it. Like, go, get right. I like it, but that's a recession indicator because people don't got their job.
That's a fact. I can get back on the segment real quick.
You can.
All right. Why this matters? The reason why this matters is because today we're seeing a lot of issues, regardless of, Black issues, white issues, Hispanic issues, middle class issues, rich issues. I ain't rich, so I don't know what issues they got, to be honest with you.
I mean, you seen the
Taxes,
celebrities pop out.
But, there's issues all across the board. And, it's not because of one party. And it's a myriad of different factors that come into play with it. Mm-hmm. But we have to look at it holistically, right? We have to look at it as a people and not just as what you identify as. Mm-hmm. Because if I can empathize with you, that's where we can make the change, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sure that even when you talk about the Civil War, I'm sure because they talk about it, the North was racist as well. They just didn't have slaves. But they were able to come to a common ground among each other that, allow them to fight the South. And so in the same manner, like if we can come to a common ground and find, some kind of hard mesh between our differences, we can make the world a better place. So that's what I got.
And now, I'm not going to say, because people going to take it the wrong way. I do not like Trump being in office, but that's one good thing about Trump being in office. We're all leaning on each other right now. And that's what we should have been doing.
That's a fact. And,
even, I don't agree with Trump doing, I'm not going to call him what I want to call him.
Don't.
But he's not making the best decisions right now. And especially with that hantavirus, the press asked him a question about it, and this man said, I hope.
Like, bitch, you're president. Like,
yeah,
what do you mean?
What do you mean, I hope? Like, this is... But now, because he
and I'm
fired...
supposed to trust you?
Right, because you fired all those people that was supposed to do a job.
All those scientists?
Yeah, everybody in the government who has a role in anything. Now as we hope, and we finna... I don't want to put that on America right now, but oh my goodness, I don't want to do COVID again. Mm-mm. I don't. Now, would it be good for me financially?
I'm crying.
But I don't want to spend my time inside and have the social distance.
But, and this is again off topic, but you already know this, but if I would have voted. Because I was in Korea during the time of, we had to vote and stuff like that. But if I did vote, I probably would have voted for Trump. I ain't gonna lie. I probably would have voted for Trump, and not because I favored Trump, but because I saw that there's a lot of issues going on, not just in America but around the world, and just seeing how divided we are as a people, regardless of that's by gender, race, class, whatever it is, we're all divided on so many different levels, and there's just so many different issues around the world, and it's like, how can we not find the common ground? And so I just felt like he was going to come in and cause chaos and cause disruption and I just felt like it was going to be so many different issues that we would have to come together. And so that's why I would have voted for him, because like
it would have
it forces us to work together.
Yeah, it would bring back unity.
Right, establish relationships. Now, I'm not saying it's going to do that.
So your plan worked, because he's basically trashing this shit.
But that's what I'm saying, though. I'm not saying it's actually going to do that. But it's going to give us the choice of, are you going to take accountability individually and do what you have to do and stand amongst each other, regardless of what you believe? Or will you hold on to what you identify as more than actually who you are, right? Because you're a woman at the end of the day, but you're a person too. I'm a man, but I'm a person as well. I'm a human being first, right? And so it's giving the people an option of what are you going to stand on? And we saw that even in COVID, right? Like, racism was probably just as rampant as it was in the 60s. I don't know. But like,
not rampant, but it was
out there.
It was a topic.
It was very much out there.
Yes.
And so like, not saying that change is going to come, but it provides an opportunity for change to come, instead of just the tug of war of, oh man, we can't do a lot because of the right. The right was in office and we're trying to repeal a lot of what they had doing. And oh man, I can't do a lot because of the left, and the left had a lot of things that they did and we're trying to repeal a lot of it. Like, fuck that back and forth tug of war shit. Like, man, kick the can down the road and let's rebuild this shit. Fuck it. Burn it all down and let's build it back up.
Yeah, because...
And if we can't build it back up, we don't deserve to have it, period. Yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, when you first told me that, I was mad.
Yeah, you was ready to go.
I was angry.
You was like, I can't be with anybody who does not support Kamala. Like, all right.
No, I didn't say that.
You was on that level, though.
I said...
You was on... You
no,
ain't say that, but
I
you
didn't
was
say
on
that.
Level,
I said,
though.
like, I don't understand how you view...
Don't support a black woman.
But you was giving me BS at first and, like, sending me TikToks that just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I was just like... And then once you told me that, I was like, why didn't you just say that? Because I will listen to you first. But you just was giving me BS.
Because if you...
And I was just like, bro, what are you talking about? But, like, when you said, like, you think you voted for Trump because you knew he was going to burn this shit up? We will be starting over and it would, bring us back to unity. I'm like, and now seeing it in place.
Oh, God.
Like working, I'm like, okay, he might have not been wrong. Like, we might need this earlier than we thought. Like, because that still don't make me regret voting for Kamala. I just want to say that. But also, like, seeing it happening in real time, it's empathize. Like, dang, he might have been right on this one. Like, yeah. I like how you think. No, but yeah, because if Kamala had won, I think
it just would have been
it would have just been hidden more.
Yeah,
like honestly. all this would have been hidden more. All the things that are going on would have, like, white people specifically,
and we would have still been divided as a people.
Yeah, we would have still been divided. And white people specifically wouldn't have understood where we were coming from with something specific, policing.
And it's sad to say,
once they, rest in peace, like, they didn't deserve it at all.
Right.
Not at all. I'm not justifying, like, not at all. It shows how black people felt, though.
Right.
And people were like, how, and how does black people, how didn't black people really step up or talk about it? But when it was happening to us,
yeah, I didn't say shit.
So now I think it's like they understand, like, oh, this is how it felt to be pulled out of a car and shot.
But they still don't connect the dots, and that's the issue. And that's that's why I keep saying, like, raises an opportunity for us to come together, but it doesn't mean that we will come together, right? Because still, some people look at that and say that's our problems. When, like, if you actually take the time to look at history and look at the reality of the world, like, bro, that's all of our problems. Like, exactly,
yeah.
like it's us. But people love to be divided. People love to feel, better than the next. When it's like, bro, it's not about feeling better or less than. It's just about just standing with where you are and where you're at.
And I think when people realize division is the one thing that's truly stopping us
exactly
to get better as a society.
Exactly.
Like,
whether you're talking about
we would
man
be
or woman
way
or
further.
whatever.
It doesn't matter who you are. We would be way further along. A lot of these issues wouldn't be issues if we didn't let division get in the way. If we stick together as a society and try to.
Do you think that that's a strategy, though?
I think it's a strategy for sure. I think, but also it's like people don't try to understand. Like, they hear something. Like, for example, I'll say this.
I like this example. I already know where you're going. Go ahead, say it.
When you say you would vote for Trump, I didn't try to understand.
That's all you heard.
That's all I heard. And now, like, I might have missed out on a good thing if I didn't try to understand. But luckily, you said what you said. Buzzer beater. Got it at the last minute.
I'm crying.
To make me understand what's going, like, what your thought process behind it. And I think once we start, and it doesn't always, you don't always have to agree, right?
Right.
You can disagree, because we've been disagreeing, but we also know how to come to a compromise.
Right.
I think once we learn how to do that as a society, we'll be okay. But right now, all this chaos and this worrying and frustration is because division. And it's because we don't try to understand not only the system but each other. And that, I think that's why DEI is important. DEI is important because DEI helps you understand the next person.
So if it's a strategy that they use, right? And what we know about strategies is that strategies happen way before it actually gets put out. Right? And so what does that mean for us? Like, how much of the system happens before we even participate in the system? Does that make sense?
No, I can't.
Prime example, with them redrawing these maps, right? How much of this was already a systematic issue that they were already putting the things in motion so that they could say within a week, within 2 weeks, they're already changing this shit. Like, you must have already had this in mind. You know what I'm saying? So how much of the system already occurs before we even participate in the system? Whether we're talking voting.
Like, you think everything is calculated?
Yes. Do you think that everything is calculated?
I think.
Project 2025. When was Project 2025 like written, right? It's 2026 right now. A lot of the things that we're seeing put out is stuff that was written in 2025, which is how many years ago, right? But they're just going by a playbook. And the whole time we still trying to catch up to the playbook when, like, they're so many steps ahead of us is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I do believe it's calculated, but they also, like I said, they make the rules. Like the family game night situation. First you could stack, now you can't stack because it don't benefit them. Exactly. When we start winning with the stacks, it's like, okay, no, we can't stack. Let's go back to the original rules. Or if with spades, we're changing up how we keep the score and it's not benefiting them, they take it back. So I do think it's calculated, but also, like the games, they like to change the rules.
So do you think...
and play unfair. And that's going back to why I think a lot of people don't vote. That's why people stop voting. Because it's like, man, they the ones who get to make the rules. I don't, but honestly, we make the rules. We just got to get out and vote the right way. And I think...
and make our voices heard.
And count. And that starts on a local level and a state level. And I think that's what people don't understand. They don't understand that it starts with you and your community in Hawkins, in Columbia, in Charleston, in Greenville,
in Charlotte,
then
in
yeah.
Aiken,
Well, I
in
was trying to. You said
Augusta,
Charlotte?
in Atlanta.
No, I was trying to stay in South
I
Carolina,
know.
and then because I was gonna say it starts with Columbia, Charleston, Greenville,
yeah,
Hawkins,
yeah.
Florence, Bamberg, and then it goes out to South Carolina. Then it goes out to the United States.
I like what you did there.
Yeah.
I like what you did there.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Thank you. Because, this is not my
forte.
But
no, like, so even what you said, right, and what we said about Trump, like, do you think that people are more aware, or is it that we're more divided than we were before?
I think this is, like you said, I think it's an opportunity for us to be more together. Are we coming together? I think people are not worried about that right now because it's not that we don't want to come together, right? I think we're not focusing on it as much because it's just so much stuff going on. Like, people are more worried about, can I pay the bills? What am I going to have to eat tomorrow? Like, can I afford gas? Now I got to make a whole new budget because these prices are ridiculous. What am I going to wear tomorrow? I don't have detergent to wash my clothes. I don't have a job. When am I going to get a job? It's like so much things you're not focused on that.
Yeah.
So I think, hopefully a lot of people watch this and kind of think like, we need each other. Like, we need each other.
Yes.
We need to be one. And once people realize it and put the black stuff and white and not disregarding it. Exactly. Not disregarding it.
I'm here now. I'm here.
Yeah, thank you. Not disregarding the racial issues in America, because we do have those.
Or any issues.
Any issues. Right now, the biggest issue that would help all those other issues is division. And so once we learn that, we'll be much better. Because we come together for the Olympics now.
That's a fact.
Everybody repping that red, white, and blue. It don't matter. All that race stuff, go to the side.
That's a big fact.
Like, I ain't gonna lie. If you got USA on your chest, I'm going for you. It don't matter if you black, white, I don't care. All of that stuff go out the window because I want USA to win. So once we get that, where we get that type of, unity
effort,
and that much effort, and like we do with the Olympics, we'll be all right. We'll be able to handle a lot of things better because there's a lot of issues, like you said, or like we talked about earlier off the pod. It's a lot of issues that are not being talked about. And that opens up the opportunity oh Lord.
Divided?
Yeah, you got it. Once we're unified,
yeah.
It brings up so much other things that we can fix. But we can't get past this thing. And
that's a fact.
Because we can't get past this, we're going to be stuck. We're going to be stuck where we at. Everybody going to be frustrated. People are going to have mental health issues. And now, it was something I saw, like, they're trying to take away antipsychotic medications now.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm like, oh, my gosh. Like,
you're going to have a lot of Jasons and Michael Myers running around.
Right. Not even that. It's just like...
school shooters and all kind of shit. Like, God damn.
It's just going to be
Some
crazy.
People got mental issues.
They really trying to push us to the purge at this point. Like... So now I know why you want to get a lot of land and stuff like that. Be like that movie with that black actress you like.
Oh, that lady?
Yeah.
I forgot.
I forgot the movie, but she had a farm and she had the radio.
Yeah.
So
she had a ham radio.
Mm-hmm. And people used to talk over the radio, and it was like, and then they found out people died, and like, who's doing this?
Yeah.
Whole time it was the government.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, that's where I think voting starts.
I agree too. Like, now that you say that, because I don't think it's brought us together either. I think it's made people realize that this country isn't what they thought it was in one aspect, but it hasn't brought us into like unification between each other. Because
we're so distracted.
Exactly. I still feel like they think it's like it's a white issue, it's a black issue, it's a middle class issue. But it's never just an us issue.
Oh, it's not a middle class issue because you see the celebrities, they going on tour like crazy.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like, it still hasn't pushed what it needs to, and that's why it's going to continue to happen. We're going to continue to feel what we feel and go through what we go through until we can find a way to come together. It's gonna always be like this.
It's gonna happen. I mean, it is going. I do feel like it will happen because that's what we need. And just knowing on a spiritual level, it's going to happen because it needs to happen.
Exactly.
However, it's going to happen at the last minute when we really need each other.
At the last minute.
When it really gets bad, because you think it's bad now.
At the last minute. Because why do you think ICE stopped doing what they're doing currently, right? Like as hard as we're doing it, right? Mm-hmm. Because midterm elections. Mm-hmm. But once midterm elections come back and they secure their spots,
they outside like we outside.
Okay, like they outside for real, and they was killing niggas left and right. They don't give a fuck if you a woman, if you white, if you black. They don't give a fuck. So you thought motherfuckers was dying before? Wait till they secure these fucking spots. It's game on. Fuck is you like? It's crazy, but yeah. But I truly think that this is even a much higher agenda to push, whether that's technological advances, right? Because gas is so expensive, it's pushing people to like talk about, if they're not even doing it, but like just to talk about buying electric cars, right? And just so many different things, but it's pushing the industrialization and technological advancements that's already coming out. And so, we're seeing people are losing jobs, AI is taking over. And so there is a shift that's happening. And in order for that shift to actually take place on a much larger scale, they need someone like a Trump to come in and just change shit abruptly and not care about the people's reaction or consequences.
And it's crazy because Elon Musk, okay, I wanted to say something bad, but Elon Musk was right beside Trump when Trump first got in office. Right. And I think it's a little crazy that now gas is so high and he's the owner of Tesla. And like now I've seen so many people, especially in our neighborhood, I've seen so many people with new Teslas now.
Facts.
And it's like, that's crazy. He was next to Trump, one of the richest men, one of the richest men in the world.
Facts.
Was right by Trump. But now he's gone. Now he's against Trump.
But even look at what Tesla...
A liar.
Look at what his company is, even like what their projections are, right? Because it's like anything else. Any industry you're looking at, look where it's headed at. Mm-hmm. So with Tesla, they stopped selling Model S's and Model X because they're now focusing on robots, right? So when you look at the advancements of AI and how we have Gen AI and these different models of AI, when they start to put that AI into these robots, how much smarter are the robots going to be when we get them, right? And that stuff.
That's scary.
And we already have robo-taxis as well in certain areas. So what is this gonna look like, right? So that's a whole another conversation. But I think that's part of the agenda that they're trying to push.
And that's why I said AI is not going to make life better, because that's scary. Like, they have robots in restaurants cooking your food. So you're like, now they're just going off of like 1 cup, 2 cup, whereas like actual chefs know how to, like, they put their own flavor. You ain't going to get that no more.
Because I feel like if I had to compare historically, I feel like this is similar to the time of like early 1900s. When the industrialization process was actually happening and people was, worrying about factories and trains and, well, not trains, but factories and stuff like that, instead of like farms and horse buggies and shit like that. So I think it's the same thing. I think we're experiencing some of the same issues that was experienced before.
We're experiencing a revolution.
Right. Exactly.
You had like the industrial revolution.
We're literally in the middle of a revolution. And
that is crazy.
If you are not adjusting with the times, you will be left behind. Or, you won't make it. Mm-hmm. Quite frankly, you're going to see a lot of people lose land. A lot of people lose houses, jobs, money.
And that's scary.
Families, all of it. Because they can't adjust with the times. So, yeah. That's just my opinion. But
well, I'm not gonna lie, because my little Nissan is starting to growl at me now.
Hey, let it keep growling until it ain't growling no more. Fuck that shit.
That little Mercedes EQ looking nice.
Hell no. But I think like even to go further on like the Trump narrative thing, it's crazy to say this, but I feel like hate brings people together more than, love. And I wouldn't even say it more than love, but in this world that we live in today, hate brings people together more than anything else. Because even when you look at like what's on social media, when somebody's spreading love and positivity, the people don't gravitate towards that. They gravitate towards the chaos. They gravitate towards, the controversy and all of the stuff that's happening. When you look at what happened in Minnesota, how many people saw that? When you look at what happened at the Baptist, how many people were talking about that? When you look at
even George Floyd back in
all of that, right? But how many people go missing on a daily basis that we don't talk about?
You got a point.
Like, how many sex trafficking rings have we heard about that don't get the amount of media attention as other things, right? And so that's just another, my opinion. But
I don't think it's more than hate, but I do believe that hate uplifts what's supposed to be hated on.
And it says a lot about the people, in my opinion.
Does that make sense?
No, it does. I think it says a lot about us as a people more than anything else, to be honest with you. Because if we only come together when our backs is against the wall, what does that tell us about a people? It's not genuine. Now, we need to come together, and hopefully that it sustains from the hate and from what it came from. But will we be sustainable in coming together? Probably not, because it's not genuine, to be honest.
Because it's like when somebody hates off of someone and they make it known, that person ends up getting love regardless. So that's how a lot of times, like,
hate can be beneficial towards the person.
Yeah, but towards the person who's receiving it. Because at the end of the day, say someone hate our podcast and like try to do whatever to make sure nobody watches our podcast or whatever, try to paint us out as bad people. At the end of the day, if you do that, or if the hater does that, they're going to bring attention to us regardless. We're going to get the views we want. We're going to get paid for it. So it's just like, at the end of the day, I hate to say it, but hate is a tool as well.
Yeah.
It's beneficial sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to take it. You got to take it on the chest.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, it is beneficial. Now, we see it a lot in media. We see it a lot. We see it a lot in history.
I'm hungry as hell.
Oh.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm hungry as hell. But no, I'm hearing you. I think, just to go off of what you said, I think that's why God allows hate in this world, is because it is beneficial. It can be beneficial.
And like, what did we talk about? Like, kind of going like, when someone, because you said earlier when we were talking about the Bible.
I don't know. What did I say?
I don't know.
What is it? What was it about?
It was like a scripture you said, like, when you leave everything up to, things happen for a reason, and it's by no mistake. So even though if something bad happened to you or you get hate, it's no mistake, because God, it's for the greater good.
Yeah, all things work out for the greater good.
You said it more.
I don't remember exactly what I said, to be honest with you.
Well, it would have been a good thing to say.
Yeah, God be speaking sometime, and then sometimes he'd be like, I'm silent. So I don't know. But, yeah. I think you said it, though. Hate is a tool. Hate is beneficial. And God allows hate because it pushes people to, now have an option of, will you stand on what you said, or will you not? Will you cower back? And it shows the real you.
Yeah.
That's why even in this time that we're living in right now, some people are not going to be pushed to be in unison with everybody else. They're going to fall further into, the hate that they're already in. And it's normal. It's natural. It shows a lot. It shines a light on who you are, basically. And it gives you an opportunity to exercise what what you say you represent. So.
Yeah. So basically, we need to be on common ground.
We need to be on common ground.
So now, that brings me to the question, If your vote counts but your voice doesn't feel heard, is that representation? What matters more, having a vote or feeling represented? And how that relates, and relate that back to what we talked about earlier.
Slow it
about
down. I don't know what you
Oh,
asking.
not you trying to be like me.
Because you said a lot. I don't know what the hell you just
Okay,
said.
if your vote counts, right? For people who didn't vote, but your voice doesn't feel heard, and that's why people stop voting and going back to the game night, you feel cheated or it's just no reason to play the game. What matters more? Is it the vote or in having a vote or feeling represented? Because I feel like if people felt like their vote would have made, it's not the vote itself that they're mad at, it's the feeling of not being heard.
Yeah, I would switch it up. I wouldn't say feeling represented because I feel like I can make you feel some way and it not be true. Mm-hmm. But being represented, if you give actual representation, then I think that's what actually matters. Because what we're seeing with the gerrymandering issue right now is even though you have a vote, you still have no voice because they've made it so that you don't have a voice. Mm-hmm. So, but if you give us a fair and equal opportunity to have a voice like everyone else, then I'll go out there and I'll voice my opinion. But if I'm not going to voice my opinion if I don't have, it doesn't even matter at the end of the day. Mm. So.
Yeah. I agree. I think, speaking of common ground, we want to promote Damario's book. It comes out May 30th. It's Through the Eyes of Adolescence. And so since we spoke on common ground and unity, that we need unity more and we need to kind of abolish division. Go ahead and read your poem.
Yeah, I'll read a poem. That kind of goes with...
Read the poem.
What we're talking about.
That goes with what we're talking about.
Yeah. So again, like she said, it's called Through the Eyes of Adolescence. It's a poetry book. And essentially it's really about, like I said in the last episode, giving a voice to the kids growing up who felt like they didn't have a voice, right? So it's seeing the perspective of a child growing up, right? Because a lot of times people are told like kids don't go through anything. And as adults, people who grow up like that, they tend to forget about it. So, for adults that went through something like that, it's great for you guys to, not you guys, but it's great for all of us to read something like this to kind of resonate with the feelings that we felt before and get through them, right? And for kids who feel like this currently, it's great for them to have a voice and a name for what they're going through and what they're feeling and stuff like that. So support, buy the book, pre-order it. It's on greelymedia.com. Check it out. But to get into the poem is called Common Ground. It goes like this. We're all soul searching, repeatedly falling into the hands of love. Or at least that's what we've conditioned ourselves to feel. We must be strong backbones for those around us, which interferes with our ability to heal. And then we blame society for broken men dealing with silent anguish and trauma, men raised in single-parent homes as kids who experience more than just the typical adolescent problems. It's hopeless. And the unaccepted truth is that it's not just men who are broken. I'm just hoping that we wake up and see that everything we thought we cared about only fed into our own vulnerabilities. There is no you or me. We're a team. And that you must believe. Believe that my importance is just as important as yours. And the second we awake from this augmented reality, we'll unlock doors. But that may be a dream for the few of us, a hope for the future. Perhaps it's already lost, but that's subjective, depending on who's spreading the rumor. Common ground.
Common ground. So yes, go support Damario's book, Through the Eyes of Adolescence. It's a great book. Like he said, it talks about navigating childhood into adulthood and just knowing that your emotions are valid.
Yeah. And even like for the people in South Carolina specifically, right? Like I know it came out probably yesterday or the day before that they were not going to gerrymander the actual the maps, but they just came back and there actually are. So for everybody who wants to take a stand, who wants to have a voice, who wants to take accountability for what they believe, make sure you're in the know. Make sure you're understanding what you can do about it. Just today there was a protest or a not a sit in, but a standout right outside the Capitol's or the State House in Columbia. So, and I'm sure there'll be more maybe on Friday, maybe next week. So just do your research, be involved, be talking about what's going on. Um, yeah, and get to know who's your governor. You know, who's allowing something like this. Get to know who your representatives are.
Who your
Who's a,
mayor?
who your mayor is. Who's allowing your local state house representatives, your senates. Get to know who these people actually are. So you can make sure that you don't vote for them.
Mm-hmm.
For some, even that lieutenant governor who's running for office, she supports something that is going on, gerrymandering.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you don't vote for her. So
people
go exercise
have
your
their
rights.
right. You can't tell people what to do.
Yeah, I know. Just exercise your rights and just remember that because we try to make it like a black thing that they're trying to disenfranchise the black vote.
Well, I mean, they are.
No, listen, hear me out. They're trying. They're spreading the narrative like they're trying to disenfranchise the black vote by gerrymandering these maps. But what you have to understand is that they've already done that. They've already been gerrymandering these maps to take our voice away. Mm-hmm. Honestly, so if they're doing it at a much larger scale, then what are they really doing? They're putting in new maps that gerrymander not just black votes but Democratic votes, because now they're looking at the white people who don't support ICE, mm-hmm. who are against them killing people that happened in Wisconsin or wherever it was at. Mm-hmm. They're looking at those Hispanics who are legal, mm-hmm. and those other immigrants who are legal who don't support mm-hmm. the way they're going about what they're doing. Right? They're trying to disenfranchise their votes. They're disenfranchising the entire middle class who may be on the side of left, who don't agree with increased food prices, increased gas prices, or wars across the waters that don't even have anything to do with us specifically, right? So it's not just about disenfranchising the black vote, and that's why I say it's unity, because it's all of us. So have your own opinions, do whatever you want to do, but just go vote.
Go vote. So now I'm just going through a little, how in church we got the announcements.
I'm crying.
Yeah, I got a couple of announcements. Okay. First announcement, go support the book. Y'all know what it is. Through the Eyes of Adolescence. Like we spoke about today, go vote. And I pulled up a post from Essence on Instagram. It talked about all the election dates for each state. So South Carolina specifically, because that's where we're from and that's where we live at. South Carolina is June 9th. So it's your vote, your power, your future. And the post says, voting is not just a civic duty. It's for our communities. It's our livelihood. The 2026 midterm elections are around the corner, and primary season is where a lot of the real decisions begin. When we talk about where voting starts, it can start here. It starts where you said it started, but it can start here too, if you are a little behind the track. Yes. So judges, governors, local leaders, school boards, policies, that touch our rent, that touch our healthcare, our schools, our safety, and our futures, not only for us, but for our kids, and for the generations coming behind us. So from local races to congressional seats, primaries shape the future long before November headlines roll in. That means checking your registration early, knowing your polling place, bringing the right ID, and understanding your state's voting requirements before you step into line. So June 9th, you have less than a month, more like 3 weeks to get that situated. So we do encourage you to go get that situated so you can exercise your right.
And do your research who these people actually are that are running. Don't just say, oh, they're a Democrat, so you're going to accept it. Because I think you said it a week ago or something like that. Somebody was running under Democratic premises, and they were actually, supporting Republican Republican practices. Whatever it was. But just do your research on who's running, man. Like, just make sure that these people actually are in alignment with what you stand for.
Right. So, again, South Carolina, June 9th. Put it in your phone, spread to people who are not on social media, but who needs to know, and tell them why. Spread this information. And again, make sure you have a valid photo ID and just look at your state requirements before you go, so they won't be able and understand that stuff, so they can't just tell you, oh, you can't vote. Like, make sure you go there knowing everything. Your voter registration updated, your correct polling location, enough time, because some of the lines will be long. But if you're in line, by the time it's supposed to close, they're supposed to still let you cast your ballot. And then a backup plan if issues happen at the polls. So just have that all together. Again, for South Carolina, it's June 9th. If you're not from South Carolina or you live in another state, please just look it up. It's a quick Google search. We got AI now. Okay? AI ain't going... If you don't trust AI, it's... all the dates are on Essence, Instagram. You just literally got to type Essence. If you don't know how to spell Essence...
ESSENCE. Essence.
Put it in Google. Okay? My other announcement is please go support Project PurpUS. Hey. Like, Project PurpUS, we attended an event about 2 weeks ago, and it turned out to be a really nice time. Just community, had music, played basketball, and we really enjoyed our community in Charleston, South Carolina. So shout out Project PurpUS for putting that on, because we really had a good time. All right, guys, you know how we do. We like to end off on a question. So the question we're leaving with you guys today is distrust always dangerous, or can it sometimes be the beginning of accountability?
Yeah. Let us know in the comments, comment, let us know what you think about the entire episode. Answer the question. That's what it's here for.
And don't forget to subscribe as well.
And vote.
Again,
vote.
Yes. If you live in the state of South Carolina, June 9th is the time to exercise your rights. Don't forget to support the book. Don't forget to support Project PurpUS.
And remember, the answer isn't the problem. It's the question.
All right. See y'all later.
Yeah.